Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to What's the Story with Maria. We meet here every week, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Joined your channel.
We going live, Jimmy? Okay.
You just did.
Okay, great. Okay, so again, this is Maria from What's the Story with Maria. We want to welcome you. If you are looking for our show, which is on at 9 p.m. Tuesday nights, you can go to your TuneIn app and type in Armed Radio. That's our mother station. And all the shows that are under the Armed Radio umbrella, and mine is there between 9 and 10 p.m. on Tuesdays, you will find. So you can find me, you can find us there right now. We're going live on the TuneIn app. If you're on your computer and you want to stream us live, you can go to armeddigitalmedia.com, armedradioglobal.com. If you are on Facebook Live right now, which I see a bunch of great people popping up, you found us. We stream every week, Facebook Live, and we hope everything goes right. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the video ends by accident. I just restart it right back up. And then the genius, that is Leo Rodriguez, who has already popped on, then he splices it together and puts it on our YouTube channel. Yes, we have a YouTube channel. So go to YouTube, type in What's the Story with Maria, and then just click on it and subscribe. And all 154 of our shows are on there. Tonight is episode 155. Can you believe that? That's crazy, right? So, but you can find every single episode on YouTube. Leo takes care of that, and I cannot thank him enough. Here's our accidental assistant, Leo Rodriguez. He takes care of all that. Now, do you want to follow us on Instagram? I would love it. Also, What's the Story with Maria on Instagram. And please like our Facebook page. Also, What's the Story with Maria. All that stuff, you can find us, and then you can know what we're doing. And there's a lot of great things that happen, events, new seasons to things. And my friends that have been on the show will send me their info, and I will post it right to my page. Because my mission is to showcase my friends and promote what they're doing. And yes, we are in strange times, but guess what? Performers have stepped up, baby, and we are still performing, and we are still doing amazing and beautiful creative things. And we want to keep you abreast of those things. So please let me know what you're doing. I want to know, and I want to tell the world about it. And that is my joy, to promote people that are creative people and are working hard, doing beautiful things in the world. That's my passion. So please let me know about that. Now, let me just check the time. Okay, so we got a little bit of time. Let us check in with our beautiful friends. We have people that every week come by to say hello to us. Dawn Melody, how are you, beautiful? Good to see you. Ed Kutu from Blade Salon in Old Rocky Hill, Connecticut. I love your Instagram page and all those beautiful. Eddie is a great hairdresser. He's in Connecticut, and you know I love hairdressers. I come from a long line of them, and I really love your work, and I love how you photograph it, Eddie. You really showcases the beautiful work. Speaking of hairdressers, I want to shout out my sister, Carla. Her salon is in West Concord, Massachusetts. It's called European Flair. It's on Main Street, 1200 Main Street. Call ahead, because all the salons now are booked. But call ahead and make an appointment. I know Eddie is following the protocol, as is my sister. I also want to give a special shout out to my wonderful cousins, Joyce and Gina Savino. They have Joyce's Unisex Salon, 132 Ferry Street in Everett. Eddie, you're going to please type in the address of your salon, Eddie, so people can find you in Connecticut, because we do have quite a few Connecticut listeners. And remember to call ahead and make your appointment. Places are opening up again, and they're being extra careful and cautious, and they're staying open late, and they're opening early, and we are rolling with the punches, baby. Right up here on the Northeast, we're doing great things. I'm very, very, very proud of the Northeast, I have to say. I love my country, and but I am from the Northeast, so I'm particularly proud of us, and we really have handled it well. I have a lot of friends in Florida and Arizona. Right now, I'm praying for you. Please just be careful. Keep your masks on, do the right thing, and listen to scientists. And if you listen to scientists, scientific things will be revealed to you. So that's my spiel on that. Paul Bruno, the handsome Paul Bruno, Gemini like me. How are you, honey? I know Gavon's Produce is starting up soon. Chris DePiro was on calling into our show, letting us know about that last week. Gavon's Produce is one of the funniest things you will ever see in your life. Paulie Bruno is the star of that. So follow that. Rena Crugnali Berge, my cousin from Massachusetts. Rena, can you believe that next week, next Tuesday, is 3 years that we've been doing this show? And Rena knows this all too well because she has been in many an episode. We actually broadcasted from, yes, Eddie, 155 episodes. Can you believe that? We broadcasted live from Rena's apartment a few different times. So we want to shout out to Rena. Thank you. George Hernandez has checked in. Thank God, because he is calling in at 9:15. Maybe even have you call in earlier, George, because I can't wait to talk to you. And Carly Bell, the lovely Carly Bell, who is the reason, I put you guys on together on the same show because I met Carly Bell through George Hernandez many moons ago, and I love both of you so much. And Carly's going to call in at 9:35. So Mandar Chick Magnet has checked in. Mandar, I told Chris DePiro last week, he has to put you in an episode of Gavon's Produce because you are Mandar is many things. He's a good-looking guy. He dresses sharply. He's super intelligent, but he can dance. Like when I think of Mandar, that's why I call him Chick Magnet, because he is a dancer, and all the ladies are around him dancing. So I see that in an episode. Isabella Raskowski has checked in. That is my cousin Marisa. But I must say this, and I am beaming and bursting with pride. My cousin Marisa just texted me to tell me that the real Isabella Raskowski, who is her daughter, got an internship today. And who do you think she's interning for? Joe Kennedy, Massachusetts, son of Robert Kennedy, grandson of Robert Kennedy, Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy. So the RFK's grandson, my cousin Marisa's daughter, Isabella, who I love, is interning for. I am going crazy. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Isabella call in if she wants to, and we're going to talk about young people and voting and how important that is right now. And this is all, everything is happening at the same time. It's all connected, which is scary and wonderful at the same time. Mandar, yes, Chris Hoboken Gavon's, I'm telling you. Jay Rivera, the handsome, super talented, super in shape, super great personal trainer. Now, I'm sure that Jay is available to train you via the internet as well. He usually does it in person, but Jay is, I've seen some of his workout videos, and wow, and he looks great. So if you need a workout guy to take care of things, please get a hold of Jay Rivera. He's amazing. He's been on the show a few times. Bill Goffey just acting up once again, just starting trouble, obviously jealous out there, and writes absolutely nothing. And I don't even know what to say to that. So Ed Kutu, okay, Blade Salon is 1845 Silas Dean Highway, Rocky Hill, Connecticut. It's right there. We have a lot of listeners in Connecticut. You want to call Ed Kutu at Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, okay? Make an appointment, bring your mask, be prepared to sit in your car until they text you in. I know how it goes in these salons, and let's make it happen. Everybody needs to get groomed. I saw some super shaggy people out there, especially the guys. I have to say, like, the women, I know we all were going crazy, but I was really kind of shocked at some of my guy friends. They look like homeless people. I mean, I have never seen anything like it. Homeless people, I tell you. And I realized that what is the difference between a homeless guy and a regular guy in quarantine? Nothing. The barber, that's the difference. Oh my God. So please, barbers, hairdressers, take care of my friends so that they do not look homeless. Okay, Scott Barberino is present. Thank you, my love. And Scott is still doing Piano Bar Live, which is a huge success. They got their MAC Award finally, physical MAC Award last week for production of the year. Amazing. And that has grown to be something just beyond. So congratulations to you, Scott, and Michael Mackesy, and all the wonderful people. Michael Barberi and Tony as well. There's a lot of great people involved with that. And every week they have wonderful guests. So Leo, yes, is woohoo to Isabella. She's amazing. And I'm incredibly proud of her. And the apple does not fall far from the tree, which I said to my cousin Marisa. Marisa has raised amazing, socially conscious children, and I love her for that. So, okay, vote, vote, vote. That's right. And you know what? This year, November 20th, I believe, is the anniversary, the 100th anniversary of the woman's right to vote. 1920. I believe it was November 20th, 1920. Can you believe it's been 100 years? 100 years. So this is the anniversary that we had the right to vote. Before that, we couldn't vote. But so look out now. All right, let me see. Who else do I have here that has checked in? Yes, thank you, Leo, for putting up Blade Salon. How wonderful. Oh, my God. You know who's calling? George Hernandez. But hold on. Georgie?
Hello there, Maria Gentile.
Oh, my God. George, you know I still have you under Miami George.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, isn't that funny? How are ya?
I'm great, honey. I'm so happy that we could connect. I know you've been super busy, and I've been following all the things that you've been doing on Facebook with your artwork, and I'm like a big fan, and I've been dying to have you on, so I'm glad that you were available to call in tonight.
Yes, and I do not miss any of your programs. I think, I am your #1 biggest fan, and I often remember how we met, which I really wanted to say.
You have to tell that story. One thing, George, just bring up your voice a tiny bit, honey, because I have the fan on, and I don't want anyone to miss anything that you're saying. All right, my love.
Okay.
So George and I met. Go ahead, George. You tell the story.
Yes. Well, it's really funny because my husband and I, he wasn't my husband at the time. We had just moved to New York City. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
And we had just moved to New York City, and it was the summer of 2009.
Right.
Can you believe that, Priya? It's been 11 years since that day.
I do believe it, because I feel like I've known you so long, George. But yet, time flies by. Wow.
It was amazing. So it was my first day in New York City. We had just moved. I had my mom, my grandmother there from Miami, and I was helping us with the move. And you know how mothers and grandparents can be a little overbearing. And I said, I'm just going to I was new in New York City. My first day, Hector was on a business trip. And I said, I'm just going to take a walk to Central Park, because I had always dreamed of moving to New York City and walking to Central Park. So it was my first walk in Central Park. And I'm walking, and I just hear a crowd of people having so much fun. And it was an all-female softball team.
All-female softball team, right.
All-female softball. And I sat there, and I see this wonderful, fabulous person getting ready to hit the ball with the bat in her hand. And she runs to first base, and they get her out. And do you remember what you said, Maria?
Well, Georgie, you remember it better than I do, because I mean.
So they got you out, and you said, "Damn it! I shouldn't have worn those panties with the pearls on them, because they weighed me down."
Well,
I ran to you, and I said, "I just moved here to New York City. You're the very first person I meet, and we have to become friends."
That's it.
It was life-changing for me.
You know what, George? Think about this. Imagine if I didn't get out at first base. Perhaps we would not have met. So I am personally grateful that I wore the wrong underwear that day and did not make it to first base, because you and I met. And I got to tell you, from the second that we met, I said, I love this guy. And you said, I just moved from Miami. And I said, are you Cuban? And you said, yes, right? And what did I say?
And you said, oh, my goodness, my girlfriend is Cuban, and she works just a few blocks away from here. You have to go right now and meet her. And I did.
And you did. That's it.
And that's how I met Judy. Yeah.
And that's how you met Judy. And of course, I always steal you and say that you are my friend, even though I am not Cuban, but I do steal you from Judy. So.
Oh, my goodness. And when I think you and Judy were the very first people that I met, in my very first New York City friend, and my life. I mean, New York City. New York City, when you move and you don't know anyone, can be a very it's very difficult to meet people. And I always tell everyone I was so lucky that I met the most fabulous person that represented the city of New York City so well as you and Judy. And I did that. It was in the first few hours of New York City. What a lucky guy.
So meant to be. And then we had so much fun. For years, we had fun. We hung out together. We had we threw parties. You and Hector threw parties. You met a bunch of my friends. I met a bunch of your friends. Came to your house for New Year's Eve because you had that incredible apartment right near Times Square. That was so much fun, George. I still think about that.
Great. It was great, and not to mention your Super Bowl parties, which are legendary, and people still talk about them to this day.
Right,
So
my Super Bowl parties. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. This year I'm going to have one for sure, because the last few years I was working at a restaurant, so I always had to work on Super Bowl Sunday, and I wasn't able to, unless I end up working in a restaurant again. But yes, we had so much fun, Georgia, and those memories are very dear to my heart. So thank you for remembering them. Now, tell everybody what you do for a living. Because when I met you, I thought you were an entertainer because you have this big, gregarious personality. But tell everybody what you do.
So I'm a mental health counselor, and when I moved to New York City, I worked for a wonderful, wonderful organization. I was hired by a nonprofit organization which provides services to people infected or affected with HIV and AIDS. And it's like Iris House, and it's in Harlem. So I worked for Iris House, took a chance on me and hired me, and they changed my life. And I was able, while I was at Iris House, I was able to do my doctorate. And so, you know, I've dedicated my vocation to that because, you know, when you do it and you have so much love for it as I do, it's not a profession, it's a vocation. And you can relate to that because you're in the public service and helping others as well.
Yes,
Maria.
George, I totally get it. I totally understand that.
And I've been doing that. And then, you know, when we moved back to Miami, I was able to incorporate that and in my field. But what changed my life was, you know, when my husband Hector found a job in Louisville, Kentucky. So we moved to Louisville, Kentucky in 2016. And since I've been practiced counseling in Louisville because I wasn't registered with the state of Kentucky.
Okay.
I started picking up singing. And I used to do it when I was a kid in high school, but I never really did it. So I started doing it for fun. And then I started putting some things on Facebook, and it just turned into this, it created kind of like a life of its own. And then I started selling my pieces and donating half of whatever I would sell it of the profit to different nonprofit organizations to benefit different charities. And it's been wonderful because I've been able to help so many organizations, whether it be hurricane relief, pet charities, HIV and AIDS, cancer, and so it's been great. It's been. I never would have done that if I probably wasn't forced to do something outside of my comfort zone.
Right. Now, I want to stop you for a minute because I want Leo, our friend Leo, to post the link so that people can see the artwork that we're talking about. Is it just George's?
It's on Facebook. It's Georgie's Original Art.
Georgie's or George's?
Georgie's. GEORGIE Original Art, and it's on Facebook.
I love your stuff, George.
And it really helps. I've been able to help a lot of organizations and give to a lot of people in need. So it's been great. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. And now we live in St. Petersburg, Florida. We no longer live in Miami. And
you're back in Florida now?
Back in Florida.
Okay.
And we moved. I moved back to Miami. I was from Miami for a year, but then we moved to the Tampa Bay area. But we live in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
And once again, I was able to find a great organization here that was able to that I've been able to work with LGBTQ communities, and that's where I'm a therapist now, and I'm doing my art on the side, and it's been great. We've been very blessed.
So this is amazing because you were unable to work in your field, your field of choice, I guess. And what made you start painting it? You said you had painted in high school, and then what made you just pick that up? Was it something? Did you see something? Did you?
I will tell you, I was right before I moved to Louisville. I have a friend in Miami, and there's this great big art show in Miami. It's one of the largest ones in the world. It's called Art Basel, and I went right before I moved to Louisville. I went to the Art Basel show, and I saw so many beautiful paintings and so many different things that really inspired me from artists all over the world. And it's a very high-end show. And I in the back of my mind, I said to myself, if I go to Kentucky and I can't, I'm not going to be working because I can't work in my vocation.
Right.
I'm going to start painting. I said it more out of doing it more just out of my, just for therapy for myself.
Right.
And as a meditation, as a form of being able to express myself, and it just took a life of its own. So yes, and it did. It happened out of something because I wasn't able to work in my vocation, so I needed something to do, and it never did I think that it was going to take off in the way that it has. My paintings they're everywhere. They're in Europe, they're in the United States, they're in Canada. So I've been very blessed.
Yes, and they're beautiful. So Leo has posted the link so people can look at George's artwork. It's quite beautiful, and what I love about it, George, is for me, because one of my favorite forms of art is stained glass. And
yes.
Your art looks to me, what it evokes in me is the way I feel when I look at stained glass. So,
that's good.
Just beautiful. Now, you have a technique that you do, and you talk about it on your website. So I highly recommend that you go to George, after the show, go and check out George's artwork and and he explains how he does it. And it's really fascinating. But you do a lot of series, right, George? Like you'll do... three paintings.
I started off. I have a love and peace series, which incorporates parts in the peace science, and and then I go into different into different mediums, and then I also do photography, in which I take one of my pieces and I distort. I take a picture of it and I distort it by turning the image clockwise and until it loses its form, but it creates a different image of its own.
Yes.
And it's kind of fascinating.
It's beautiful. You should be very proud of yourself, George.
Thank you. And I think that this year or the beginning of next year, I'm actually going to have a show in New York City, so I'll definitely let you know. And it's to benefit the Ronald McDonald House.
Oh my God, I love the Ronald McDonald House.
They do so much great need, and I know that I have a really good friend called Lauren that they really helped her and her family out during a time that they needed it. And they were a great source of support, and she's a huge advocate. So I reached out to her, and we were supposed to do it last year, but there were some complications, and so I think we're going to do it either at the end of this year or at the beginning of 2021. So
you definitely let me know, because when you're in town, I'll have you actually come on the show in person, because I haven't had anybody in the studio for a couple months, just to be safe for everybody. But I have to tell you, I have a place in my heart for the Ronald McDonald House. I actually wrote a song for them maybe about 8 years ago, and it's on iTunes. It's called I Will Always Be There, and I donated yeah, it's really great. So I wrote the song, and one of the kids' brothers, he was an older brother, he wrote the bass line. So what Sherry Miracle, who's a friend of mine, is a band leader, gave me this bass line. That's all she gave me. And she said, this kid wrote this great bass line. It's for his brother. Could you write a song for them? And I did. And then it was just amazing. The kids jumped on and sang. The other brother got on and played drums. It was beautiful. And it's called I Will Always Be There. It's on iTunes. And it's me and a bunch of amazing kids that were actually, at the time, like battling cancer, and there they were singing their hearts out. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
You're so talented.
Well, so are you, honey.
I literally listen to at least one of your songs every day. I go through my stages of which ones I listen to, and now I'm obsessed. I like the first CD that you gave me. I love a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah, that's a really popular one. Yeah, friend of mine.
I love that song, and then it's so beautiful. So beautiful. You're so talented.
Thank you, honey. I wrote 2 new ones. I'm going to send them. I'll send them to you in Facebook Messenger. One called Hiding in a Ghost Town. It's about New York during the pandemic. And then I wrote another one with, that was with Lynn Portis. And then I wrote another one with Will T. and Hall, who you might know from the Duplex, an amazing piano player. He's British. We wrote a song called This Is My America. And I finally recorded it in the studio, and I'm going to send you that as well. So we got 2 new songs coming up for the next album, and you get a sneak peek on them, okay?
That's fantastic. I can't wait. I can't wait. And, you know, another song of yours that I just, and now that I'm working once again with the LGBTQ community, I listen to it so often, and I think it resonates so much, with just how far we've come as far as the LGBTQ community, which is If I Were a Boy.
If I Were a Boy, yeah.
I love that song of yours. So
you're so sweet, George. Thank you. Yeah, that's on my second album. Thank you, George. All my songs, if you go to mariagentili.com, which is my website, you can listen to all my songs except for the 2 new ones, which I will. Oh no, maybe one of them is on there. Leo got it on there. Thank you, Leo. Leo Rodriguez has posted. Yes, you would love Leo. You and Leo would laugh for hours on end. So he has posted the website. Thank you. So George,
I really recommend that you that are listening go and check out those songs from Maria, because Maria is not only a phenomenal singer, but you are the best storyteller. You are such a storyteller. And I think that's the definition of a great song. A definition of a great song is when you basically tell an entire story in a matter of 3 minutes.
Wow.
And you do that successfully. It's so lovely. You can, when you sing a song and you write a summary, you can actually close your eyes and see the story. And that is such a gift.
Well, thank you, George. I really appreciate that. I mean, you know what it is? I know what's coming through me and what I see in my songwriter brain. And so it's wonderful that as a listener, you get the story, you know? So thank you, honey. And we're gonna let people know about George. Please go and look at George's artwork. It's phenomenal. When George comes to at the end of the year to New York, we'll all go to the show and support George in the Ronald McDonald House. And please give Hector a huge hug for me. I love that guy.
I sure will. It's so great being here. I love you. I love New York City. I love you guys.
Well, we love you too. And please be very careful in Florida, okay?
I will, honey. I will.
All right. Love you. And hugs to your puppies too.
Have you seen them on the picture?
They're so freaking cute.
They're 15 years old and they look like they're puppies still.
I can't believe they're 15. Wow. Rizzo is 10.
Look at that. I remember when you got her.
I know, and she was just a little baby.
Yes,
she's 10 now.
yes.
But she's still like a puppy too. That's how it goes.
Yeah, alrighty, honey. I love you.
I love you too so very much. I'll talk to you soon, George.
Bye.
Bye, babe. Oh my goodness, George Hernandez. What a fun. You want to have fun with someone? Hang out with George Hernandez. You will laugh your head off. And he's super smart and really nice, as is his husband, Hector. And I just love them very much. And they used to live in New York, so we used to hang out a lot. And then they moved. And so anyway, so glad to hear from them. Next calling in is our mutual friend, Carly Bell. She's calling in 3 minutes. So, and I purposely put them together on the same show because, well, I'll have Carly tell you the story. But anyway, so let's check in with some of our people that have popped on since. And thank you, George, for calling in. You made my night. How much fun was George? All right, let me see. So Leo has put up Georgie's artwork, Georgie's original art, which is, if you want to find it, go and find that. Let me see. What was Isabella saying? It's a funny story because, you know, oh, here comes Carly. Great. Hi, Carly Bell.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm great, honey. I haven't heard your voice in so long.
I know. It's great to hear your voice. How's it going?
It's going really well, honey. It's really well. We're kind of crawling out of all the crazy. But first of all, the reason I put you on the show with George is, of course, because you guys, I met you through George.
Yes, good. George is the best.
Isn't he? Remember George, his wedding was so much fun. We went to that wedding.
Oh, it was a beautiful wedding and a beautiful day. Well, George and I met, actually. He is my mentor. He and I worked together at Iris House for men and women living with HIV/AIDS. And he really got me into the social work world and really pushed me to become, a licensed clinical social worker. And he's really been that person who's been really cheering for me. So I can, it's great to hear him and great to hear how he's doing. He's, as you were saying, such a fun guy.
Yeah, he
Such a
really
fun
is.
guy.
But I love what you just said. Like, he was your mentor. Like, even though George is funny and fun and all that, but he also like knows what he's doing. And
Oh, yeah.
he had the wherewithal to hire you. And I remember you two working together, but now you're on your own. You're doing great things, Carly. I follow the stuff you're doing, and I gotta say, you're working at Mount Sinai now, right?
Yes, I'm at Mount Sinai right now in their opioid treatment program. in East
Holy
Harlem.
mackerel! That is
Yeah, so
no
it's
easy feat.
It's exciting. It's very exciting. And, now the world with the pandemic and, the opioid epidemic has only kind of gotten worse during this time. So
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. It was my question to you, because you are a
Sure.
psychiatric social worker, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's my question to you. Now, that's exactly what I was getting. You went there before I even asked you. With everything happening, the pandemic, kids being out of school, the summer heat, Black Lives Matter and the protests, would you say that, this must be a perfect storm for what? What are you seeing as a psychiatric social worker that you haven't seen before?
Sure. Well, I think we're seeing what we've seen before, but at a greater rate.
Okay.
And I think at also a much more intense rate in terms of just trauma and job loss and just economic vulnerability and, just a lot of isolation that we're seeing. And just all this uncertainty of just being like, our school's going to open, am I going to be able to go back to work? When will I see my friends again? You're just feeling very disconnected. So a lot of this stuff I've been seeing, and, in terms of like diagnosis-wise, it's a lot of depression, anxiety, insomnia, a lot of, post-traumatic stress disorder. So we're just seeing, a lot of mental illness really rearing its head because of how stressful the time has been. This time has been for everybody.
Right, and I feel like it's like that whack the mole game. Like right now, it's like you hit one thing and something else pops up. Like it just seems like this endless amount of loss on one level or another. Whether it's like you said, job loss, or not being with your friends from school, or not knowing. Like the not knowing. Like for me personally, it's the not knowing that I think freaks me out more than anything. Now, how do you, as a social worker, and your friends that are social workers, because, it's easy to say, yeah, this is what I do, but are there things that you've started doing that were different than before? Like, you work out differently? Do you meditate?
Definitely. I've definitely had to change my own self-care routine during this time. I think I used to go to group fitness classes. I used to, do other things that were more community-based, being much closer in proximity to one another. And, I've had to change that. I've had to look at my self-care through, my body and my mind. It's, sleeping well, eating well, being able to stay positive even when, things are really falling apart. And just being able to support others, those type of things, really figuring out what it is that is highest on your priority list and what makes you feel the best.
Right.
So, for me, what's highest on my priority list is making sure those people around me are healthy and supporting them. So that's where I try to stay and try to keep myself positive, in that during the day doing that type of work. Of course, does it get hard and frustrating? Totally. But, I try to stay as positive as I can. But it doesn't mean there aren't times when I'm, just completely depleted.
Yeah, of course.
But you just keep on going forward, keep on pushing.
Yeah, and I also, you were watching the show one week, and you wrote something, you typed something in about, we don't use guns, we use manila envelopes.
Yes, manila folders.
Manila folders, and I thought that was really something, and I said to myself, I have to have Carly on the show, because, I haven't seen you in a few years, and I
know.
Yeah, I know it's hard, honey. We're all like super busy and doing things, and I used to see you at the duplex a lot, which now the outside is open, so that's still open and it's great, but the inside's not open
Great.
yet. Hopefully it will be, and then we'll all be back to normal. But it's that same thing, you know. So we are not seeing a lot of our friends that we normally connect with, and all that. And now there's been like an uptick also because I mean a lot of it has to do with, like, I know I've run a lot of youth groups in my day, and you know, summer youth employment programs, summer camps in the city, so many things, and none of that is happening. So I don't even think
Yeah.
pools are open, right?
I mean, it's really been difficult. I think it's really also been difficult on parents and grandparents, you know, really trying to find what they can do that's productive and not based on screen time for their children. You know, and it's obviously, it's not playing very closely with other children, so it's also, you know, there's a big responsibility on the parents.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very interesting time for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And social skills, you know, like the social skills suffer after a while if you're not around people. In that
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, I have some patients who are agoraphobic, who have difficulty leaving the house.
Yeah.
And this has been even worse for them because of how they didn't leave the house before, and now they completely do not leave the house.
Right.
Like,
And how
they
about
left-
patients that are OCD?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That's a perfect example.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, they must either be going crazy or they must be saying, I told you so.
Yep, it's really, you know, it's that internal struggle. It's really, you know, like the people who have, you know, major germaphobe issues, you know, things like that, where there's cleanliness issues. I mean, this was what they were going through every day, and now it's even more heightened. You know, like what we're doing was there every day.
Right.
You know, and now it's really heightened, yeah. And that's, I think, for a lot of mental health, you know, in terms of anxiety and depression. You know, this kind of just adds another layer.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually just started teaching some classes on this with this wonderful company called Outschool. And
Cool.
yeah, they're really cool. They have a million different programs, and the classes are very inexpensive. They're very, very reasonable for parents. So right now I'm teaching a journaling, poetry, and lyric class.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great, like, self-care thing to
Yeah,
do.
for
Oh my
kids, you
gosh.
know. And what I loved about it, today was my first class, but they were just so happy to meet each other and socialize. And, you know, that's what I'm really looking forward to in the next few weeks, is just getting kids to talk to each other again, you know.
Yeah, and was this in person, you were saying?
No,
Through
this
Zoom?
is over Zoom. So what they do is they
So the kids
connect
must
you.
have-
Yeah, they connect you to kids across the country and the UK, and Australia. So kids can zoom in from anywhere in the
Wow.
world. Yeah, it's called
Oh, they're so
Out
lucky
School.
to have you.
Well, I'm lucky to have them because I was like, when the class started, I was nervous because I thought, oh, you know, this is brand new, this type of. But I felt so happy afterwards because they were just the cutest little things, and it's just wonderful, you know. So we all need each other. I think that's what I'm trying to say. We need
Yes,
each other.
Absolutely.
We need to
all
connect.
Each other.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I totally agree. You know, especially during this time, we can all find the good in all different things. We just have to kind of look for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, honey, I want to send you a lot of love and thinking
So
about
much
you.
love to you, Maria.
during
and
this
please
time.
Stay safe.
You
And,
too.
it was so fabulous speaking with you, and I wish you all the best.
And you too. And listen, maybe what we'll do is we'll have you call in every once in a while and update us on, you know, as seasons come and go, and how things are happening,
Definitely.
going in the city.
I would
Okay.
love that.
All right, my
Totally,
friend.
Totally. All right. Have a great night. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Take care of yourself, honey. Okay.
Okay. You too, Maria. Take
All right.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Carly Bell, what a sweetheart, total sweetheart. And like young, smart person, you know. We need people like that. So I'm so glad I met George playing softball, and then George met Carly, hired her, then I met Carly, and you see all these wonderful people. And Carly's met a lot of my friends, and it's just like we're all connected in the world, and you got to spread the love, man. You just got to, we have to do that. So thank you. Leo Rodriguez has doing all of this wonderful spreading the love, talking about, he posted Carly's info. Hi, Sumatsuki. Sue Matsuki is so sweet. She's doing a million great things. Thank you, Sue, for all the stuff you've been posting on Cabaret Hotspots. Yes, go and check out Cabaret Hotspots. That's Sue Matsuki. She writes for Cabaret Hotspots. She also co-wrote a book called So You Want to Sing Cabaret, and that is on Amazon. You can get that. That's a wonderful book with David Sabella. All right, now let me see. Mandar, does Carly know? You know what's funny that you said that?
Channel timed out.
Jim Bell said to me when I said Carly Bell, that's the same name as Jim Bell, so it's spelled the same. And he asked me where she was from and all that. So I don't know. All right, let me see. Thank you, Leo, for posting my class. Yes, that's my new class that I'm teaching on OutSchool. I had such a great day today. So Tuesdays, although I might change the time. Right now it's at 4 p.m. Eastern. But I may change it in the next few weeks to 2 p.m. because when you teach on these platforms, you forget that there are kids from all over the country. So I have some friends in the UK that want their grandsons to take the class, and they're like 5 hours ahead. So that would be really late for those boys. So I may make it 2 o'clock instead. Keep posted. Go and check out, click that, and it'll tell you what time and all that. And kids in California, there's kids all over. Susie Campanero is teaching on OutSchool. She's teaching a class called On Broadway. It's like a triple threat class. She's actually teaching 5 classes because the demand is so high for her class. So, it's a really great organization. Go and check them out. Okay, Dominic Pupa, what have I missed? I'm completely nude. Oh my God. Dominic, do you realize that you have been nude for the entire pandemic? Once in a while, you throw on a caftan. Once in a while. But you have big, giant windows in your apartment. Are you just walking around nude all the time? I'm telling you. Hi, Lynn Portis, genius. Lynn Portis and I went into the studio this week. Lynn recorded a new song of hers. I won't tell you anything about it because I don't believe that it is the cat's out of the bag yet. But Lynn Portis wrote a new song, amazing, and I was in the studio there with her and a lovely singer friend that I introduced her to. And then I finally recorded my song with Wiltie and Hall, This Is My America, and Lynn did the string parts and the horns on that, and it sounds amazing. So I'm going to post that very soon. I'm going to send it out. But I want to make a video. I want to make a video to that song. But I may just send it to some of my friends. Actually, Sue Matsuki, I'm sending you that song. You're going to love it. All right, now, you know what time it is, don't you? So once again, I want to thank you, Carly Bell, for calling in. You're a sweetheart. All right, so let me see. It is definitely time for the food segment of our show called... Everybody, ready? Go ahead. Keep eating. All right, so I'm so hungry too, but I have to wait. You have to wait, Mary. Okay, so what did I make tonight? Yes, I am still on the keto diet. Don't hate me because I know people love all that fattening food I make. I'm proud of myself. I lost about almost 8 pounds, maybe a little more. So, and I can finally get back into my pants. That was my goal. Now, what did I make tonight? So I've been having to get creative on this keto diet. This is a quesadilla. Leo, you're going to be so proud of me. But it's a shrimp quesadilla. But what did I do? I found these in my favorite store, Trader Joe's. They're called Carb Savvy tortillas. So they're literally like a third of the carbs you would get. They're really low in carb and they taste delicious. They're not as good as regular tortillas, but they're pretty close. So I'm going to hold that up. This is a little taco hot sauce there that I got at Trader Joe's as well, and guacamole. And can you see the delicious shrimp sticking out of that? Can you see that? Look at that. All right, so let me tell you what I put in this. I have to read it, because I put so much stuff in that I forget. Okay, so my shrimp quesadilla on low-carb tortillas. They're called Carb Savvy. They're in the bread section. Trader Joe's. The spices are paprika, chili, cilantro, cumin,
in your channel, timed out.
lime, and I cook those shrimp in avocado oil, super hot. Now, the thing I love about avocado oil is that you can really turn up the heat on that and it won't burn. Olive oil will burn, vegetable oil will burn, but something about avocado oil. It can really handle the heat. So that's what I cooked it with. And then,
User entered your channel.
let me turn this down because I think there's a lot of stuff going on the radio. We'll turn that down so we don't have interference. Okay. So, and that is our quesadilla, shrimp quesadilla. Oh, I also used 3 cheeses. I used pepper jack, cheddar, and mozzarella, shredded. And that is in there. Okay, what did I make for our salad? This is red leaf lettuce, scallions. These tomatoes are off the hook. They're called, I always forget what they're called, but they're hold on a second.
User in your channel timed out.
Villaggio Marzano mini plum tomatoes, also at Trader Joe's. They're the sweetest tomatoes I've ever eaten in my life. So now I have fennel, which is the Italians finocchio.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh my goodness, we're having issues, right? But we're okay. We're still on
User
Facebook.
entered your channel.
I'm gonna really turn this down. Hold on a second. Okay, so fennel, scallions, and then beets. I love beets. I don't know if you guys do, but I love it. Threw a little oregano in there, threw a little basil in there. I'm gonna go with the avocado oil again because I'm on an avocado oil kick. Avocado oil and red wine vinegar. Nice and delicious. What do we have for desserts? I have to still be good on the dessert, okay? Soon I'm gonna be having regular desserts. But you know what this is? I bet you don't know what this is. These are called prickly pears or cactus pears. They look like little baby cactuses. And you have to take the skin off of them, and then you slice them, and they have a lot of seeds, but I love them. Look how beautiful and red they are, and they are so delicious. I want to thank my friend Kevin Albert because he turned me on to these. I had never had a prickly pear, and he turned me on to, he and his husband Nicola, and I am hooked in the summertime. These are beautiful, beautiful fruits, cactus pears or prickly pears. You can get them at any of the outdoor markets in New York. And I think they probably have them in other states as well. So that's what we're having tonight. Now, let me just fill you in on our merchandise. As you know, yes, What's the Story with Maria has merchandise. Of course we do. This is a big seller, our tote bag. Okay, What's the Story with Maria? Go ahead, keep eating on the back there. This is $10, super light and washable. That's the best part about it. Just throw it in the wash, it washes really well. This is our mug. Our mugs are flying off the shelf, I must say. So, What's the Story with Maria mug? Go ahead, keep eating on the back there. Now, that's nice to have your coffee in the morning. I'm having a little tea. I love that. Sell a lot of these, but this is the big seller. The apron, the go ahead, keep eating. What's the Story with Maria apron? This is $25. The other 2 are $10 because this is more material and it just costs a lot to make this. But so, anyway, thank you for everybody that's ordered them. I really appreciate you guys. Now, let's check in with our people. How are we doing here for time? We're doing pretty well. We got some time left here. Okay, so Jay sees Lynn, and he is happy because everybody loves Lynn. You know, Lynn, Mandar calls it Linspiration. Calls you Linspiration. Which, Mandar, I think if we're around Lynn, we've been Linspired. How's that for you? I'm telling you, we all have to get shirts that say, I've been Linspired. Genius. You know that's genius. But Mandar with the Linspiration. Unbelievable. Sumatsuki, yes, pants smants. I know, Sue, but it's my rule. It's been my rule for 30 years. I will not go up a pant size. Now, I'm not a skinny pant size, don't get me wrong. But I feel like if I go up a size, it's over. So that's my rule. Once I can't fit into my pants, I have to go on a diet. Then I lose the weight, and I can start eating again. And the beat goes on and on and on. But it works for me. Okay, so there's a lot happening. I want to remind people. Okay, so Sumatsugi says she's starving now. I know. I always save it for the end of the show because it's my reward for getting through the hour, which is, I love it. It's my favorite hour of the week. But, you know, I have to have a reward at the end of it. So we have a lot of different people. Check George. Thank you. I want to thank George. I want to thank Carly, George Hernandez and Carly Bell. I want to thank you both for jumping on. You know, what Carly was talking about, that is like some serious stuff. You know, it's hard enough to take care of yourself. But imagine, I mean, I've worked in social work. You know, you take care of other people because it's your passion, and your heart is connected to it. But I would imagine that right now is like really a very difficult and challenging time for everybody, especially social workers. So I really want to thank you, Carly, for calling in and letting us know. And everybody take care of yourselves. You know, like there's a lot of the gyms are not open yet. So a lot of people that I know, how do they work off their stress is that they go to the gym, you know? So now is a time that you have to get creative. You have to, and it's hot out, so it's hard, you know, but run, walk, you know, you have to kind of find things that you're going to get you to work out. Ride your bike. A lot of people have been riding their bikes everywhere. Like they said that, actually, I was talking to my friend Stephanie, and she said that she can't find a bike to buy. Like it's impossible to find bikes because everybody has been. Let me just lower this a little more. I guess we're having trouble with the radio station, but not to worry, because what we do is then I send this audio, because we have two audios. That's what I like to do, and then I can send it to Jimmy, and it'll be on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio in podcast, usually within 12 hours of our show happening. Now, also, if you missed any of our shows and you want to listen to it in podcast, again, you can go to Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio, and boom, there are 155 episodes of What's the Story with Maria. Just follow, and then they'll come up when there's a new episode, which is once a week. So please go back and listen to those. I mean, think about that. 3 years worth of shows, 155 episodes. And next week is 156, which will be our official. And I have Mel England calling in and Terry Ray. Now Terry Ray wrote the play Electricity. And Mel plays one of the characters, as does Terry. But here's the challenge. This is an immersive play. This is a play that's done in a hotel room. It sounds crazy, but it's like incredibly exciting. And you're part of it. You literally are like around, you surround the room. And the play happens. And so this has been a challenge, and they're going to call in next week and explain to us what they're doing now, because they're going virtual. And it's a lot of theaters are going virtual. And I do want to put this, I've seen so much incredible stuff. I do want to put this out there. If people are working on projects, and Sue, you know, you'll know more about this than anybody else, but that you want to send me a heads up on, someone is doing a project that you know of that's virtual, you want to get them a little publicity, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, because I really, really love promoting people, and I want people to know about what's happening out there. I know a lot of my friend Erica Dubno today sent me a little video. She said there's a lot of outside restaurants that are having some musicians outside, so that's wonderful. It's weather permitting, of course. Lynn Portis plays outside quite a bit. Lynn, please let us know if you are playing anywhere this weekend, and if people can come and hear you. It's in Long Island that she plays, but it's wonderful. Sometimes Joe will Facebook Live it so we can all catch it, but we'd love to come and support these restaurants. I do also want to put a plug in for the Stonewall Inn, because they don't have a lot of outside room. They're used to having people inside, so please go down to the Stonewall Inn, sit outside if you can, or grab a drink to go. There's a lot of that. You can just grab it, go, and just keep walking, because you can't congregate around. Same thing with the Duplex. They're open outside, and my friends Liam are there, Adam, Tara, T-Rex. They're working their tails off. Go and say hi to them, spend a little time with them, get your drinks, support your local restaurants. My friend Peter Ianello is up at Rick's Cafe American Cafe, and that is in Nyack, I believe, or well, it's up that way. So please just go make reservations and go and see these people, because we need to support our local businesses. Thank you, Leo, for posting the Electricity. Yes, those guys are going to call in next week, because they're in Palm Springs. They're going to call in and let us know what they're doing. I think we're going to end the show soon. I want to let everybody, once again, please go and check Georgie's original artwork. He's going to be coming back at the end of the year, and he will be here in person. Jimmy, how we doing? I think we got about a minute. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Carly Bell. Love you, honey. You are a godsend. I appreciate everybody. I love everybody out there. Come back every week. What's the story with Maria? We're here. We love you. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Bye.